still do that. Well, yes, I know I'm gonna have to redo the what if review for the Captain Character review that I recently did due to how it's doing well. Yes, I'm also gonna may or may not need to do maybe personal opinions or give my thoughts on do something about different direct style videos or whatever the hell I'm gonna do. Okay, let's not talk about the characters right now. I will talk about this when we have time. Okay, bye. Let's get on with this review before we just do this. And yes, I know we're gonna get on with this review. And personally, I wrote the script in advance, as well as change ups. I needing to make some final few changes, as well as make talks about it. So hey guys, what's up? So today I want to talk about some review today. A review on this anime arc that. Sorry. So let's just get on. Last time we had an arc was back when we had done the YouTube arc, which in my opinion was pretty good, but had some filler episodes. As despite the fact that it's basically despite some of them was still basically build-ups. Greg's stuff was just kind of there just to give a reason for Mario to try the heist, and that's it. Yeah, I could have just gone with spaghetti or recipe or a bunch of spaghetti. Maybe I just felt to me they didn't really do a better job with the whole scene. They could have just not used Greg's stuff. It's not a really great idea. So we get to a new arc, and it's pretty much a 10-year anniversary. So 10-year anniversary called the Genesis arc, or Super Mean Genesis, or whatever they're gonna call it. So let's begin. The first episode we get to a perfect balance. So we begin with this whole arc, and it's what this episode. The normal day. Until Captain Marsha, who just comes out of nowhere and was defeated. Man, get mistaken for a literal. At least something else. Yeah, the Uganda Knuckles came, but mistaken for someone else. Instead, they decided. So we get to smg4 given the Society of the Internet Graveyard an upgrade. Yeah. If you're wondering why, I recommend watching last arc on how he got into the Internet Graveyard in the first place. So that, well, we're upgrading the place and everything else is already upgraded. So yeah, we also get to learn about the mean light cycle, which is a bit interesting. So basically, when a meme is popularized, it's just materialized, and we pray for the. And when the memes are happy to it, and the meme will be happy to it. They will last the residency, and when the residency goes, and with their residency they go to the internet graveyard until they become relevant again. I think this is going to work for at least the first few weeks. At least for the first, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think it's really gonna work out well. Mainly for my opinion, I don't think memes are gonna stay that relevant for at least a few. Sure, it's. So yeah, though I would say it's gonna be quite rare since memes can become it's quite rare for them to become relevant again. It's like at. But when they're not really happy and not working a lot, they die without being made. They become corrupted and go on a full-on rampage. But Mario and smg4 were sent back and decided to deal with the meme. And the episode ends with how he ruled the place. It's pretty good, and it's a pretty good arc. And I did feel like this was a bit of a start as well as start to what's to come. We begin with smg4. We begin with smg4 Origins, basically an origin story. We begin with it basically where we come from. Mario Babies episode. If you watched this episode, if you want a quick TLDR version of this. Excuse me. smg4 in the game. And we're talking about the childhood to the Bob reference too, if you're wondering. Yeah, it was a Bob reference episode that Magus has to pay off mainly to pay off the loan. Oh yeah, and smg4 had no idea what his past was like other than his debut episode, and that was a quick version. Anyways, back to the episode. So he called smg4 and called smg3 and decided, hey, can you tell the mean gods about their past? We get to many years ago in Super Mario 64. The USB fell down from the skies, and the cosmic event came out of the smg4. What was the whole time? Yeah. Accidentally made Mario stupid, and also got a lot of stuff, including inspired by a meme after a medic was acting a little stupid. So yeah, he was inspired by memes. But after what the USB's power was up to and getting out of hand and making everyone pretty much crazy, they decided. So yeah, the USB was thrown into the lake, which hopefully doesn't create dark and creepy bliss or whatever. And the flashback ends. smg4 decided to go to Mean College and become a content creator. Yeah, at the end of the episode, we just the smg3's origin story of how they first met, and which is supposed to be by the end, supposed to be in the internet graveyard before teleporting back to the Rapture Kingdom in a meeting of smg4. Episode it does explain smg4's origin story, and I think it was pretty good. I do enjoy it, and it does explain what the earlier days were like a bit for the character. And despite already having previous origin story, and then we get to then we get to the 10-year anniversary. I think I will cover this, which I will want to make a TLDR version of this. I would say it was a good arc, and I do feel like it does a lot of things, and pretty much that's what the future arcs, stories, pretty much everything else that is going to be played. Very importantly to the franchise, and it does go with some plot points for later on the Genesis arc. So yeah. But if you want a TLDR version of this whole event, I will just say that the movie itself was, the first half is a lot of callbacks as well as references to the franchise smg4, as well as a thank you song. Second half pretty much focuses on the dead memes becoming corrupted once again, and everything goes to loose, and then we smg4 MNX got kidnapped, including smg and smg3, including Mario at the cathedral. Pretty much we see our main antagonist Zero, and pretty much a lot of things happen, and pretty much a lot of action, dark and dramas things happen, although not too dark as the later episode suggests. And we also explain why the recoil Mario is never seen again. Then we see the recoil Mario just go. But after a final fight scene and everything, we also reveal that the two hobos from the last two videos that they didn't really build up properly. despite the fact they should build up these properly about the 4 thing, and were revealed to be smg1 and smg2, and basically use the and sort of think everyone and the smg1 and smg2 basically sacrificed themselves, even though they didn't really die later on, even though they're not really dead later on, but at the time everyone thought he was dead. Everyone says they, and pretty much that. Oh yeah, right. The movie ends with the antivirus substitution and giving Zero an opportunity to attack. That's gonna be a pretty long antivirus. I think it was a really good movie, but I was thinking at first it wasn't really good as Maggie Destiny, because I felt it was a little weird. I do enjoy the movie, but I feel like, but after watching, realizing it was part of the arc, it made sense now. But I think it's still good around the Maggie's Destiny, but yeah. So yeah. So first of all, let's just cover some things I would like to say real quick. Well, I still think the movie is good. I still think after watching it, after us being part of the Genesis arc, I did feel like the only criticism I had is that I kind of wish SMG1 and SMG2 was built up a bit more, considering we only had, the closest thing we had much to build up was the 4 is good! I know other parts of the movie, I just kind of wish there was a bit more build up part of this movie, like, we're looking for this guy named 4! Sure, and also the 4 is in blue. You gotta just paint it in blue, and I would go, I think it might be SMG. And like, I was thinking throughout this whole thing was, I think this might be the antagonist for Sunset Paradise, considering the Pursuit of Happiness was at the time kind of Maggie at the time. Yeah, at the time of this arc as well as most of the episodes. Mind you, the 10th anniversary movie was taking place during when Maggie was still in Sunset Paradise. Even when we see Maggie in the movie itself, we see Maggie in the Sunset Paradise, of course, with Ori being left out. So yeah, canonically, Maggie wasn't around during that events. And after some filler episodes, including another Funkin' Night Friday, a literal Insane Mario, Insane smg4, a Dentist episode, a Resident Evil reference, even though they don't do much other than it is literally just Tamara and her daughters. For some reason they forgot another week of beds. Sorry, this is not in order, but yeah. We get to the dark web. We finally get some more story, at least. We begin with sort of a short recap of what happened of them looking for SMG1 and SMG2's Guardian Pod. And we get to what I like to say, go back to the dark web with his Guardian Pod. So there's other groups. So there's another Melody, who became who had a humanoid body after this whole arc ended. But Axel disagreed because she's too young to go there. Oh yeah, by the way, Manity Human was watch the that's a madness to know this. X hasn't been repairing his pen by the time of at the time, so he has ninjutsu powers apparently that will never be explained in this arc where he got it. I'm assuming Wii powers. I'm just gonna say plot convenience. And decided to turn her into pretty much merchandise. Next video is gonna be basically her, Axel, as well as how Monitor being basically becoming merch based, as also being a PSA for internet safety. Why didn't you just give an episode for that? Yeah, I'll get to my main problem with the episodes later. So they had to go. They went to the city in the dark place to get a VPN. I do like that little joke on how many VPN sponsors there are. Literally, like Espresso Nor you see almost every day. So, anyways, everything was moving although that one kind of video that killed me off a little bit. That one side video, as well as dealing with some onion dumps, which are basically just a bunch of cream pastas they had to think of while making this. That's me. Let's get on. And once point, Bob had the VPN to see Birdo. This will be important for the later at the end of the episode. Drive a SMG4 Guardian Pod. Apparently it takes apparently looks like the TARDIS from Doctor Who, and for other shenanigans, they finally reach the room where they can find the answers, which begins to play memory playbacks. We see some real life footage of the USB as well as where SMG1 and SMG2 ones. If Rio de Janeiro, Brazil! So they know where to go. And at the end of the episode, Bob wanders into a cathedral that he should have and wanders into SMG3's guardian pod. And one of Zero's eyes despite the fact that he should have known that cathedral because he was here during the events of the 10th anniversary movie, but I digress. Overall, another good episode, but nothing too special other than the defense of somehow. After pretty much internet safety and as well as a golf episode, which they need to explain how in between events, yeah, you can see the pattern. We get to if Mario was in Newgrounds, the very first narrative episode, Mario if episode, going to be part of the arc. We begin the inertia style opening done by the great recap. The recap of the SMG1 and SMG2 Guardian Pod, and finding out that the entire civilization was created, which was Newgrounds. It was an okay. I would say this was just a lot of callbacks to Newgrounds material, SMG, Super Mario Bros. Done by the Hitlercrat Ian, and of course, referencing one of my least favorite deaths back in the SMG4 deaths and the dumbest and weakest reason for Mario to join SMG3's heist back in the YouTube arc. Luckily, it was mostly played for last, but still. Anyways, getting to the end, and when they're about to give up, when they're retired and about to give up, searching for the Guardian Pod, but they found it in Racky's ending the episode. Fun episode, but I think it was okay. I felt it was mostly filler until the end of the episode, and secondly, I feel like they could have just shouldn't be a part of the episode, as I feel like this shouldn't be part of that arc. Next we got to the next episode. SMG4, the other universe that doesn't revolve that much travel. We begin with Mario and SMG4 in the Guardian Pod searching for answers. Eventually finding with another memory playback to Snitlock's greatest adventure, which is like those education games from back in the day, and Multi Basics for some reason. And after they realized that SMG1 and SMG2 look like that Snitlock's, and though SMG maybe had been squashed by that. Anyways, SMG2 decided to take Snitlock. Let's go to the Toy Kingdom. Yeah, Toy, just two joys together. With him to find his teddy bear. Apparently the toy is an old Newgrounds kingdom apparently. SMG1 tried to get the teddy bear, but where the result chase. Also, some Newgrounds beatings won. Once again, I do also really like it does build up a where these Newgrounds carriers were created. A dark black USB comes down. Starting at blast. So now Zero came out, decided to take Snitlock's and drain the life energy, which killing him. Makes sense as there's no reason or one of them just decided to come back to this universe, which I'm still waiting for the explanation why the last two deaths are non-villain characters, of course. And he decided to have his Snitlock's whole kingdom start to crumble. SMG1 and SMG2 having had to evacuate everyone out. All the civilians. They sent into one USB. And SMG1 decided to use the Guardian Pod to have an antivirus consider ready. Ending the SMG1 and the flashback ends when SMG1 and SMG2 go back to the Guardian Pod. Zero find them. Later in real life, Luke also finds it. Decided to find a Super Mario 64 simulator. But this is the knowledge they decided to leave, going back to the Mushroom Kingdom. At the end of the episode, one of Zero's eyes, who was possessed by Bob and Drew everyone else there, sends back to the message to the Toy Kingdom. We see Zero, Brown, and Pod goes to an international parallel universe to where SMG1 and SMG2 Guardian Pod is destroyed. Yes, SMG4 or a world. After 3 weeks of what is Maggie and literally returning from vacation, as well as Axel finally fixing that pen. Yeah, I better get this real quick. Yeah, during the beginning and as well as throughout most of the art, Maggie was left throughout the whole thing because she had her own show at the time, as well as Sunset Paradise. So yeah, this was at the time she was having Sunset Paradise at the time, and she couldn't make it back to the ship immediately. She came back somewhere when the arc was having some cooldown of having that to do with COVID, the filler breaks. So we're getting to the day he arrived, or at the beginning of the end. We are approaching the end of this arc, of course. Yeah, originally this was called the beginning of the end, actually. But what's changed was because confusing Beanie and MSG4. But anyways, after a Genshin Impact sponsor, yeah, I met you. This was at the time when I remember seeing a couple of Genshin Impact sponsors. The only one that actually has months that has something to do with the sponsor is with Benji Barris making Razor's hash browns. Okay. Oh, 1 sec. So yes, after that obvious sponsorship and taking over, and Zero finally decided to finally make it after taking 3 weeks to get to the world. Slowest USB to get there ever. We got to the Mushroom Kingdom and it was a normal day until someone knocked the door. SMG4 is opening the door and opens the door and sees a load of Shreks. Which angered SMG4 and gets an explanation from pretty much Axel, which he got his pen earlier, back in the Mario was an anime episode. After getting crushed by a car, anyways, then we get to a chase sequence. So one of the Shreks kidnapped Mario to get the chase. So SMG4 and Axel decided to get chased. We get to a chase scene, pretty much Mario was stolen, and basically we get to Wizir Guardian Pod is. Also, the Omnia Shreks was created by President Egas, making them. Yeah, which, why didn't you create something to destroy Zero earlier, and we could have just ended the arc early. I should probably do that, actually. They do that, and already they ended the arc with they saw Zero's Guardian Pod. And yeah, one of the guys decided to basically try to go back to the Guardian Pod, but got squashed by Mario later on. But yeah, I'll get back to that. Anyways, Zero is gonna try to grab Mario, but it still just gets captured. Sure, instead. The episode ends with Zero's Guardian Pod deciding to be on top of Mushroom Kingdom, and Axel being okay despite talking with her. It was a record / fine episode. I do feel like it gives an actual to be in the busy and spotlight, but I'm not pretty sure Axel is pretty. I do feel it was impossible mind control. Next we're at Doomsday, but Mario's okay. Doomsday proper episode, but also as a filler episode. Mostly an okay episode, but it's mostly filler at the sometimes. It's mostly to show the Guardian Pod as well as Melody, and we're looking for Axel, who went insane during that time, and Fishy Book can start going to the toilet. Melody checked, but she finds Axel missing. Mario was going to take a urine, but also found Pioneer in the toilet, and we suddenly see screaming and terror radius. The monk just to show the box. Also, yeah. Also, we got to then forgetting Luigi and Princess Peach being. I do hope she became more lovable this season, and I do hope Luigi gets more main / major roles. I mean, yeah, we also remember that the She's Back episode, was originally supposed to be an original scene where Luigi hasn't really been getting much adventures as of late, but I think they really want to fix that also in the scene. I do hope Luigi gets more things to do, at least. We're in the middle of a credit scene, and we apparently... in the Marvel movie, apparently, mid-credit scene, apparently we're in the Marvel movie, we hear Mario screaming. We come up to the backdoor episode. What the fuck? Yeah, coming from last week's episode, it's pretty much Mario as well as SMG3 and smg4, a series of jump scares, and Axel's possessed. Which is gonna be temporary. Scaring episode, and it leads up to the finale. Oh, yeah. Mario's okay, it's okay, it's okay, okay, yeah, this is the next episode. Yeah, this is the actual title, and we're almost at the end. The episode opens where we left off. And after a series of jump scares, SMG3 spawn a mushroom, making their hands whole. And then he transferred the spirits in the cube and block into SMG1 and SMG2 hit. Both survive, and they explain that the purpose of the SMGs is to protect the mean life cycle, as the means are life energy source of their universe. And its energy. I do enjoy the bit of the own lore they were also giving on what's this universe like. They got out all the Mario mind torture, and but unfortunately, they were doing the best next thing to because due to lack of training, and decided to use the next best thing for the core to break out. It was successful, however, due to the much power that Zero has, and also due to lack of training, able to control this power. At the end, we see Mario floating above the newly rebuilt castle. Secondly, that's going to be one faster build with all the USBs and Axel still possessed. Pretty good episode. We did get a bit of lore, and yeah, it does feel a bit tricky. Next up, we get to a final piece before the end of the hour. Our story begins where the last episode left off. Zero finally has all the USBs. He decided to destroy Mari to get his own avatar. But all of a sudden, Kristen's Red Master Home, as well as the SMG4 gang, prevented it with a rocket launcher shot. But to prevent the ritual, SMG4 hides Mario. SMG4 tries to hide Mario in a bit of a chest, chasing, but turns out to be SMG3 in the chest, and there is a different chest. Then we get to a well-animated action sequence, and Melody was about to get Axel, but refused to get pushed away. SMGs commits a reversal on Axel, but when they're about to finish, they get Axel, Melody. They got a second. They go to second launches and worry the Axel like that. However, Zero survives this and claims all the SMGs, chaining all the SMGs and taking all the mean souls in existence and sending them to the new universe he's making. I don't know whether he's going to use that new universe or probably to have friends. Ending with Zero's final form, which leads to the War of Fat Italians 2021. Okay, first of all, I think this pretty much was a high stakes, so I think the ending I kind of wish the ending was not needing another War of the Fat Italians. I know, I just think there should be I just feel like they could have just be a standalone thing instead of needing to end as another arc. I do hope next arc does not have another War of Fat Italians because it's getting repetitive. Kind of getting really a little repetitive at this point. I feel like it's starting to get a little repetitive. So, we begin with, I'm pretty sure, we begin with a lot of means getting kidnapping, Zero from Zero's universe and everything. I'm pretty sure the glitching in decided wanted to go, and after a series of challenges with a yearly, the end with an obvious rap battle. It's getting repetitive by now. Good, but it's like getting repetitive. Melody tries to free Axel, but Axel requests to kill him, so he did. It is saved. But Axel is dead. For now, at least. A few days later, Melody decided to finish Axel's back and ending the arc here. Also, the SMG stands for Super Mean Glitchy. God, Super Mean Gagging. Despite being meaning as Super Mario Glitchy. Overall, a good episode, but I kind of wish they ended without the obvious warfare Italians and the final round being a rap battle. Overall, I think this arc is pretty good. I think the arc was almost perfect. I do enjoy the character development, the action, and pretty much everything else. But the two things I did have a complaint I had is the episode's not releasing consistently, and ending with our 4 war and fat Italians. Despite being good, it's starting to get repetitive by now. I'm pretty sure Axel can just, and you know, I'm just gonna say this, but I don't think Axel is dead. I don't have the feeling that Axel is gonna be dead. He's truly dead or something. I'm sure he's just gonna come back to life, and we're all going to forget that, and we're all going to have the obvious Melody and Axel shipping together. I'm pretty sure he's just gonna can respawn, and I'm pretty sure he had used a 1-up or something. I'm sure his body, or he could just come back somewhere, and we can all be happy. Axel and Melody finally together and everything. We can all have that happy ending. And we'll all have that happy ending we wanted. Yeah, I'm still thinking Axel's still alive, or at least he's gonna come back to life, so we can have that Axel and Melody shipping. Yeah, I kind of wish, what Fat Times. I wish kind of wish they hope next arc doesn't end with another War Fat Time. If Axel is truly dead, then that was sad, but still. Why can't they just use a 1-up for crying out loud? Like, literally, you could just use 1-ups for, like Delcy or something. I'm gonna say it, but I would say this. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say it. Like I said earlier, I'm going to believe that Axel is not dead, and he's gonna come back to life, and we're all going to forget that this all happened. And we'll all just be happy, everything else, and I could just have a well-deserved happy ending for Melody. You can finally be with Axel, and Axel will also be, and also it will also be Axel's happy ending and everything. So yeah, I don't think Axel, I don't have the feeling that Axel is truly dead, and he's still gonna be alive. So yeah, you got no proof to prove me wrong. Okay, maybe I'm a little too harsh with you, but still. I'm gonna assume Axel is just secretly still alive the whole time, and we can just all just have a happy, happy, happy ending. Happy ending. I'm sorry if I'm not harsh to everyone or something, but yeah, I'm sure Axel's. Yeah, I'm just gonna assume Axel's not dead, so yeah. Axel is truly not dead, and he's gonna come back to life, and everyone is going to just go, yep, I told you so! Yeah, that's kind of the reason why I'm gonna be taking a break from the subreddit. Yeah, this is kind of the reason why I want. So yeah, yeah, So yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be taking a break from SNG for maybe for at least a few weeks the rest of the year because after the old events of the store, I think I need to go clean my and I think I need to go do some others. Mainly reasons why. I just need some time to clear myself and mainly just needs to calm myself and clean myself for now. Those are things. And yeah, I'm gonna be taking a long break from this. I'm gonna take a long break. I'm gonna take a break from SNG for a while at least. For a while, but not too long. Anywho, I would like to say, thank you guys for watching. I would say to click rate, comment, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. And goodbye. Yeah, I'll say last goodbye. And if I were to ever come back to SMG4, I would say somewhere around June of next year, since I'm going to say the reason why I wanted to at least be. I would say it was a year to at least a few weeks, mainly because, hey, I do have plans to come back to SMG for at least until, or at least January, June, or something like that. Somewhere around those days where I had plans to come back is just kind of prepare and see how much change had happened after this arc ended. So yeah. Anywho, this is gonna be kind of all too long. What pretty much nothing I want to say. Pretty much, it'll just be basically filler. Yeah, yeah. Being yeah, I'm good. Just gonna leave. Bye.